Welcome back to another episode of the Purple Rain podcast. There is no number
Mm,
33 on the Ravens right now. So we're just going to go with the
mm,
LaRon McClain or the
mm.
Will Hill episode. And we are back. It's been a while. We're here.
Yeah.
We're better than ever. Hopefully, everybody's here in the chat. Long little wait. Sorry about that. Glad you were still here. Thank you very
Mm.
much. But yeah, as always, make sure you follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain podcast. You can follow this guy on Instagram, on Twitter at Sutton Def. You can find me on Instagram at simplyas10.prod and on Twitter at simplyas10.
Yeah. And like my guy Alex said, welcome back to this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Whether you are a new listener slash viewer of the show or you're a returning viewer slash listener of the show, we appreciate you guys all the same. We love you guys. We thank you guys for tuning in. It's about to be a long season, guys. So strap in, buckle in, whatever you got to do, because listen, man, just like we've done the past 2 seasons, we're going all in for this season. We're talking Ravens football every week, so make sure you stay locked into this channel. My guy Alex dropping the mic. He's so excited. I'm excited too, man. I'm excited too. So let's go ahead and bring up some of you guys on the live chat here. I see my guy the Joker's in the building. Yet says, did we start yet? Because I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, a little bit of a late start. That is my bad. I apologize for that. Let's see. Lisa says, let's all be patient. Sudden Death and Alex will be with us. I promise you. Yeah, we're here. We're here. We're here. Boz in the house. What's going on, Boz? Daquan Christian in the house as well. See my guy Hoodie Ramey is in here. What's going on, bro? Appreciate you for pulling up, coming through. Dre in the house. SG in the house as well. I see Dad Bod Killers. See my guy Brandon in here too. Damon A1. I see some new faces. Thank you guys for coming through.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Absolutely. Black Daniels in the house. Our guy says, "Welp, had to change the channel." Rain Gang. Yes, sir. Appreciate you for coming through. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yolanda is in the house. What's going on, Yolanda?
Yolanda with the new
Appreciate you for
profile
coming
picture,
through.
by the way.
Yeah, I see. I'm loving it. How you doing, Yolanda? Thank you for coming through. Quoni's in the house as well. I see one session 27. The Rain Gang is in full effect tonight, Alex.
Quick question. Have you guys heard of this app, Be Real? Have you heard of that, Be Real?
Mm-mm.
It's an app where like there's a random time in the day where it like tells you how to take a picture. It shows like your front and your back. Like their front camera and the back camera. It just hit me, so the Purple Rain is about to be on my Be Real. It's the coolest thing in the world, I think. It's like real time. So hi. Say hi to my Be Real, everybody. And you're on there, just like that.
There we go. Let's see. We got my guy Gerald. Gerald's in the house. What's going on, bro? Says top of the day to my main guys, Simply AS10 and Sutton Death and the P.R.P gang. What's going on, Gerald? Appreciate you for pulling up, coming through. Let's see. We got Daryl Turner in the house as well. What's going on, Daryl? Balti Raven is in here. What's going on, Balti Raven? Appreciate you for coming through. I see X Lee is in the house as well. Appreciate all of you guys. And listen, as you guys can see, I'm bringing up everybody in the live chat. But if you're not watching this live, and you are part of the hashtag replay gang, we thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys just as much. Make sure you leave your comments down below with your comments, your thoughts, your questions, things like that. Leave them down below. Wait a minute, Alex, what is that on your shirt?
Oh, I mean,
let's start with that.
Future All Pro this season, Pro Bowl PQ. Come on now, we know that.
Okay, I didn't even notice that until just now. Yeah. We'll let the people see it again. Yeah. Look at that. I love this. Like, honestly, whoever designed this logo for Patrick,
it's beautiful.
Queen,
it's simple.
They did a damn good job.
But it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I love it.
It goes along with the whole shark theme that he has going on. I love it.
Very comfortable.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm gonna have to cop up on that. For sure. Black Daniels has got the PQ swag. Yep, absolutely. Yes, sir. Black Daniels also giving a shout out to the replay gang. Thank you so much, bro. We appreciate that. All right, Alex. So we don't have too much time tonight. Let's go ahead and get into what we came here to talk about. Right. There's some Ravens news, various pieces of Ravens news that have come out since the last time we all talked. We all chatted. We know that. But the most pressing matter is that the Ravens play football in just a few days. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, goodness, man.
We're
Sunday.
Here.
This coming up
meaningful
Sunday. We're
football. Not preseason meaningful.
Talk about it. So the Ravens will take on the Jets. They will take a trip to MetLife Stadium in New York to take on the Jets. So we're opening the season on the road against Joe Flacco and company, because as we know, Zach Wilson will not be able to go week 1. I think they said he's going to miss the first 4 games, right? Something like that.
Yeah, he'll be back week 4 at the earliest. I mean, I kind of hope Joe Flacco plays in week 4, the Steelers. Actually, Joe Flacco's playing the whole AFC North the first 4 weeks. So he has experience against every team but us, which will be fun to look at. But I would probably expect Zach Wilson back around week 5 or 6 to be safe because he was the number 2 overall pick. No point to rush him back.
Yeah. Definitely no point to rush him back at all. But just having Joe Flacco in there, it does kind of make it
sorry for the language. That's what I would call him because god damn it, he would annoy me sometimes.
Well, at least we have a guy who we can probably keep in the pocket a little bit easier. Maybe this will be a really good game for our pass rush. Just the perfect game to open up the season on.
With our 2 outside linebackers.
Yeah.
With Justin Houston playing every snap out there. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be lovely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm looking forward to it. Balti Raven says, smash that like button. Yeah, he's absolutely right. Make sure you leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Boz saying here, Joe Flacco's about to light your asses up.
He's gonna light yours up. I
was about to say, you would like that, wouldn't you, Boz? You would definitely like that for sure. But I don't think it's gonna happen. Don't think that's gonna happen. Just kind of getting into this game against the Jets, Alex. I wanted to ask you this before we get into the depth chart analysis. What are, I guess you could say, what's the biggest thing that the Ravens have to worry about, like, playing the Jets? Like, what's the biggest thing that they should be game planning for?
I'm gonna be honest. The guy who we know very well, Joe Flacco, because I've seen him have games, even in our down years, our mediocre years, where he would have a game and he would light up a team. He would go crazy. And I'm genuinely worried, scared that he could do that to us. Like, we have this new revamped defense, the new defensive coordinator. Yeah, I'm a little scared. I mean, Joe knows us. I know it doesn't know the defense, but come on now, he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. Like, this is the guy who they basically said, F you, shipped him off for like a 5th round pick, go to the Broncos. Like, it's going to be interesting. And we know he has that long arm. He could just throw probably one of the prettiest deep paws in the world, in the game. That's something I'm definitely a little worried about, but I'm happy to get yours as well. But I mean, I think Joe Flacco, we can't overlook him. They're an NFL team. He's a Super Bowl MVP for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely get behind that, Alex. But at the same time, Joe Flacco is a backup for a reason. At this point in his career, and I get that he does know the Ravens, but listen, man, I think he's gonna run into a buzzsaw on Sunday. I honestly do. It's, to me, I'm thinking like anywhere between 2 or 3 interceptions, something like that. I feel like it's going to be a rough day out for Joe Flacco against that defense. I feel like Mike McDonald the first week is going to be throwing a lot of different looks at Joe Flacco as he was originally preparing for Zach Wilson. I assume he's going to be throwing some of those same looks at Joe Flacco. I think our secondary is really going to show up in that first game. We're going to see what we really have in that secondary, because there's going to come a time where I think that we're going to get up on the Jets in that game and they're going to have to start throwing the ball more. And if that happens, I feel like that's going to open up more opportunities for our secondary to force turnovers. So that's why I'm predicting like a couple interceptions. Hopefully it can be a really good game for our pass rush. But Alex, I think that the biggest thing that I'm honestly worried about is the incorporation of Breece Hall to the New York Jets offense. I feel like they, as a franchise, want to get this guy involved early and often in their season because they feel like he can finish as like a top 10 running back, really good coming out of college. I believe he came out of Arizona, played with Charlie Kolar, actually. And he looks really good. He looks really good, man. And the thing that scares you the most about him is that he is a really, really good receiving back as well. So not only can he run between the tackles, he has really good burst, agility, has a nasty spin move, but he can catch, some pretty difficult thrown footballs. And that kind of scares me because, we all know what a good running back can do to open up the passing game. So if we let Breece Hall get going early, I feel like it might be a rough day out for the Ravens, but luckily I have us shutting them down.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, if we get Joe Flacco going, they have a hell of a receiving core. I think they have a nice shiny new toy in Garrett Wilson. They have an Elijah Moore. They have a Corey Davis. They have a Denzel Mims who absolutely lit up the last preseason game. I mean, I think they have a good offense. I think the Jets are honestly slept on. I think they have a really good coach in a Robert Saleh, the same coach who, what the Jets did last year that we couldn't do? That beat the Bengals. They beat the Bengals with a backup of a backup with a Mike White, which shows me that they can coach. They watch the film. They know how to stop an offense. They did what we couldn't do. I mean, so that definitely is something that I'm worried about. But I just you can't look at this game and like expect a blowout. It's going to be closer, I think, than people believe.
I'm very interested to get your score prediction on this game. Right after we get into a little bit of a kind of a depth chart analysis, as you guys can see here on screen, just side by side with the Ravens and what the Jets are working with going into this week one. Just kind of breaking down this list here, Alex. And before we get to any of that, we do have a super chat donation I have to bring up on screen. This one's coming from Brent. Thank you so much, Brent, for donating. We appreciate you for
Yes.
supporting us. Says, if Lamar does not sign by Friday, will y'all's view or emotion change about this upcoming season?
I haven't expected him to sign for a while now. I think I was hoping. At some point, you just know they're far off.
Yeah, yeah, and you can kind of get that sense today. And I guess before we get into the depth chart talk, we can kind of just talk about this since Brent brought it up. But Lamar Jackson basically saying today that the Ravens have until Friday. They have until Friday. That's approximately about 28 hours from right now when we're recording this podcast. The Ravens have to strike a deal with Lamar Jackson before he cuts off contract talks, negotiations, and just starts playing football for the year.
And he said this. He said that there was a cutoff was week 1, and this was during preseason. And we've known this. We've known it. We've known it. We've known it. And they're just gonna take it until the 25th hour while the candles burning. I mean, it's safer for you just to not expect it. Don't get your hopes up, because then you're gonna get let down.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like you said, it doesn't really seem like they're close. Lamar said at his press conference today that the week's not over yet. They're still in talks, so like it's still live, it's still happening. They have not given up yet. That is news, right? Because last week I think we got the news of the restructuring of Ronnie Stanley's deal, and people were saying like, oh well, if they were going to sign Lamar to an extension, they wouldn't have done that. So they're probably done negotiating with Lamar. But Lamar comes out today and kind of disproves that and says, hey, yeah, we're still talking, and the week is still going on, and basically they have until Friday. So between now and the next time that we are live on the show, Lamar Jackson may very well have a new deal. But if he doesn't, I don't think that my view or emotions on this upcoming season will change, because we know the type of player that Lamar Jackson is. He just wants the ball.
He's gonna play. He was never gonna sit out. I don't care. Nobody's gonna tell me he was gonna sit out. He was never gonna sit out. So don't listen to anybody who would say that either, because they come up with some just hypotheticals that they're hypotheticals for a reason. They weren't gonna happen. Like ESPN. Well, could he sit out? He's not going to. So I mean, either way, it's gonna be a good season, and we're gonna have fun. So with or without the contract.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely excited to see what Lamar Jackson puts on the field this season. If he doesn't go into this year with a brand new contract, I mean, the Ravens got to know the price is only going to go up if he if he goes out there and lives up to just his normal expectations. You got to think this guy last year, 11 weeks into the season was an MVP candidate, right? And the year before that, he dominated as well, getting to the divisional round of the playoffs. They know what this guy is going to do when he steps on the football field in the regular season. So, I mean, what's it going to take for him, 7-8 weeks into the season when you see that this guy literally is your team? Maybe they just forgot about that. They just have to see that again kind of for themselves. And then they're just going to kind of pony up the money after that. What do you think?
I don't want to be this the gloom guy, but I'm thinking of, let's say it doesn't happen. All right. What is the plan? I think we as fans have more of a plan than the team does. It feels like I'm obviously that's not true. That's not true, but it's it's worrying.
They're comfortable with Huntley, it seems like.
I'm not.
I mean,
I saw more from Anthony Brown in the preseason than I did with Tyler Huntley.
That's debatable.
Anthony Brown threw the ball more than 10 yards. I love Huntley.
Huntley was sharp. He was sharp, man.
But Anthony Brown was he was letting that effort fly, and I'm like, okay, so why can one quarterback do it and the other can't? Is it Greg Roman? Who is it? But I mean, I don't feel comfortable with Huntley as QB1. And listen, if people want to say he is a Lamar regen, then how about you offer us the first round pick for him then? If he is this great quarterback, throw us them picks. Trade for him. But that's just funny stuff that's being said.
Yeah, it is. And we'll continue, of course, to monitor this situation with Lamar Jackson's contract, because that's honestly the biggest news regarding or surrounding the Ravens right now. If you watched that Lamar press conference earlier today, they could not stop asking him questions about his contract. You can tell he was getting a little bit frustrated. He was making jokes like, "Damn, y'all still asking me questions about this? Like, let's talk about the Jets," that sort of thing. Um, but hey, I mean, that's what happens. Like the off season is the worst time to be going through contract negotiations, because that's all anybody in the media is ever going to talk about when it comes to your team, especially when you are a franchise quarterback. So, yeah, we'll continue to monitor that.
I mean, there's only one person you can blame. That's the Ravens. They knew this was gonna happen, and they
Yeah,
waited. And I want people to know that he's not gonna put on a franchise tag, and he shouldn't. So I
yeah,
don't even want to think about if that were to happen. So
right. So getting into the depth chart, the depth chart analysis for this upcoming week, as you guys can see on screen here, um, just kind of seeing how we stack up against the Jets roster. Kind of looking at our roster here. So, one point of emphasis that a lot of people are looking at right now is kind of left tackle. And then also we're looking at left guard as well. As you guys can see right here, left tackles listed starting Ronnie Stanley. Ronnie Stanley practiced today, I heard.
yeah, yeah, he did
I
limited.
don't know how good he looked. I think Harbaugh alluded saying like he looked pretty good, wasn't anything, you know, too
Mind
crazy
game.
that he went through, but yeah.
It's mind games.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And you know how
Do
Harbaugh
you do
is.
you expect Ronnie Stanley to start week 1?
Absolutely not. And if they
Mm.
start him, then we deserve everything that happened to us to happen again last year. That goes to show that you didn't learn your lesson. I-
Yeah.
if he starts him week 1, then you might as well have played all the starters in preseason because you're not
Mm.
learning your lesson at all. Like we saw what happened last year when he didn't play. He practiced and then he played and he was awful. He literally looked like Tyree Phillips playing left tackle. It was terrible. New York Giant Tyree Phillips, by the way. Um, there's no point to start Ronnie Stanley a lot. Like, what do you gain from that? You gain nothing good. I think Jawan James, somebody who looked good in preseason with Jawan James, he looked comfortable at left tackle, and he's not even a left tackle. He looked better than Villanueva all of last year. So you start him that, or you have a guy like a Morgan Moses who signed who can play left tackle, and then you can put Patrick McCarry at right tackle. We have so many options. Like this is what the offseason was for. We got a Flele as well, a Morgan Moses, extended McCarry. Jawan James is back for this reason. And now, what's the point of rushing him back? Just let him chill.
No. Yeah, I
Baby
mean, I
step.
totally, I totally agree with that. I mean, if this guy Ronnie Stanley is not 100% recovered, ready to go, then just keep him out, man. Just keep him out. We pay the guy way too much money to throw him in there before he's ready to actually go. Because if he re-aggravates that injury again and say he has to sit out a whole nother season, we're having a totally different conversation about Ronnie Stanley and what needs to
It
happen
wouldn't.
with him.
It wouldn't even
Yeah.
be this. It'd be this season and probably a chunk of next season.
Oh my goodness, it'd be bad. It would be bad.
Yeah. So he would have
So
played literally one full season with Lamar.
yeah. Now, one thing to mention: our left tackle is stated Ronnie Stanley as the starter right there. Of course, Juwan James is the second string, who will probably end up being the first string on Sunday. But if you
Yeah.
come over to the New York Jets side of the depth chart and you look at their left tackle situation, I've heard Dwayne Brown, he did not practice today.
Okay.
Yeah.
New signing, by the way. Hasn't played a game with them at all.
Yeah,
Not
yeah. But is expected to be their starting left tackle. So I heard that Dwayne Brown didn't practice today, and then I think their right tackle as well, which was George Fant, he was
mm-hmm.
limited in practice, I want to say. So they are going through some tackle issues as well, which is why I was thinking that this could potentially be a really big game for our pass rush.
We did see.
Adafe Owe could come out there, maybe get himself 1 or 2 sacks, maybe force fumble, then 3 sacks. Is that what you said?
I said that a couple weeks ago. I think he had. That's his start the season
Week
off
1.
3. I mean,
I
we know
mean,
he's not mobile back there. Flacco isn't the most mobile guy,
exactly. Yeah.
and we've talked about that. I mean, you got it. What we've seen of Flacco is when he has pressure, he throws off his back foot.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the final preseason game between the Giants and the Jets?
No, I did not.
All
But you
right.
talking about that interception he threw?
Flacco was looking really, really good the first quarter. He was making
Oh,
he was dotting up his receivers. They get
mm,
pressure. He throws on his back foot, throws a pick six. Like that's Joe. Like
yeah,
that's how you'll win it. So if you can't let him get comfortable because like that's what watching that game was literally just watching Joe Flacco as a Raven. Like when he's comfortable, he's gonna dot you up. He's gonna be amazing. But
yeah,
when he starts to get a little nervous, That's when the back foot throws start happening. That's when the picks happen. That's when just the dumb decisions happen. But if we get pressure, it's gonna be a long game for number 5 or no number 19 on the Jets. Not even number 5, number 19.
Right. And just kind of looking at other guys on the Ravens roster that could potentially be generating some of that pressure on Joe Flacco, not just Odafe Owe, but we also have guys like Calais Campbell. We have guys like Justin Madubuike as well, who can maybe generate some of that interior pressure too. I'm not exactly sure. It's going to be very interesting to see how Mike McDonald utilizes Patrick Queen and company at the linebacker positions, as opposed to how Wink Martindale was using them. It
Yeah.
seems like, and just kind of talking about the defense really quick, and I was listening to, I think it was Marlon Humphrey speak today at his press conference. He said one thing about Mike McDonald is that the defense seems to be more of like a collaborative effort. It's not more so just like a coach telling his players what to do at every turn and just not taking any input from them at all. It's more so like a give and take sort of thing. And I think that has to do because I think that's because of Mike McDonald's age. He's a little bit younger. He's a little bit more receptive to the
35.
players. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the youngest coordinators, if not the youngest coordinator,
Plays
I think,
Campbell
in the
than
league.
him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there you go. There you go. But Marlon Humphrey did say that about Mike McDonald. So I think that the defense will be, trying a lot of new things this season. It'll kind of be like a trial and error, but I do have a lot of confidence in terms of what they can do. Now, what I'm really looking forward to is getting David Ojabo back. Because once we have Ojabo at full speed, Odafe Owe at full speed, I think our pass rush is going to be crazy. But I know we just went out and we signed a Kyler Fackrell, right?
Yeah. We'll
What do you
talk
think
about
about
that. Just about the defense.
that? Okay.
Mike McDonald's defense has been said to be helpful towards the linebackers, and it's no secret that our best preseason performer, I think by far on defense, you can argue with whoever, was Josh Ross. I think everybody in this chat will agree he was our best player on defense. I'm not sure how that will translate to our starters as in the Bynes and the Queen, but it has me hopeful. He was letting Ross was reading a lot of stuff out with really good instincts, and I'm looking forward to see what Queen. Maybe Queen's been doing the same thing in practice. I know that they said he was sniffing out plays in practice during training camp. So that's something I'm looking on. Yeah, I'm biased because I'm wearing the shirt, but as well with the defense, talking about Kyler Fackrell, I don't know how he was still a free agent. He has like 23 and a half sacks. He had a 10 sack year with the Packers, I think, in 2018. He had 3 sacks last year with the Chargers. Pass deflect that should have been a pick 6 on a Monday night game against the Raiders. This right here, this is a Raven signing because this guy I feel like will produce for us. I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to get 5 sacks. He'll probably get 2.5, 3 sacks and maybe a forced fumble, but he's that guy where it's like, of course the Ravens got him. Like how do we let them do that? He's gonna generate pressure. He's gonna just do his job. He's gonna do it really well. So I love the signing more than when you hear the name Kyler Fackrell, you're like, who is that? When you watch him play, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is impressive. I was actually watching the video that you posted about him yesterday. Make sure you follow or subscribe to Simply S10 on YouTube if you're not already, for the best highlight channel in the game when it comes to NFL football, because the season's just about to start and this guy's going to be a very busy man. So make sure you subscribe to his channel. Now, I am excited to see what we have coming up from just our defense in general. Lisa kind of brings up the point here, says, how will Mike McDonald do in his first game as Ravens defensive coordinator? I'm excited to see is it going to be one of those wake up call games where we literally just, and I know you don't think so, but I think it's going to be one of those games where we blow out.
I hope so. I hope it is.
I'm thinking by at least like 20 some odd points.
I would love that. Okay, listen, I'm thinking like 10. All right, I'm not thinking I'm thinking 10. I don't think 10's a blowout. I think it's close, but we'll the run game will win it for us in the end. But,
yeah.
I mean, I would love 20. Please, I want to be wrong. Oh, please.
Now, you bring up a good point right there, Alex. You said, our run game. If our run game gets going, then it's going to be a really good day for us. So let's look at the Ravens depth chart at the running back position. Of course, starting with J.K. Dobbins, who is questionable to play week 1. That's still on the fence too. Harbaugh not really giving any real clarity on that situation. If he's going to be ready to get rock and roll in week 1, it's only a couple days away. So it's like, it's either he's going to play or he's not going to play. You can't hold the cards close to your chest forever. But Hey, I mean, if he doesn't play, we're looking at Mike Davis. I'm sorry, being the running back number one, which I'm not all that comfortable with.
Neither am
So
I. And
yeah,
Kenyon Drake, by the way, which shout out to Kenyon Drake. That was
yeah,
it's better than Le'Veon Bell. All right, let's be honest. Better than
definitely think he
having
has a little bit
boxer
more
Le'Veon Bell.
juice, for sure, for sure. Um, but yeah, man. If J.K. Dobbins, I honestly think J.K. Dobbins is the secret weapon, the secret stuff, if you will,
The
for
secret
this
sauce.
offense to get going. It's crazy how good the Ravens do when J.K. Dobbins is performing well. Because how do you stop the rest of the run game? With Lamar Jackson and the tight ends and the heavy sets and fullback play record when you always have the threat of J.K. Dobbins either running in between the tackles, he can catch out of the backfield. How
Speaking
do you stop
speaking
it?
speaking of the heavy sets,
Mm,
J.K. Dobbins running with 4 tight ends on the field.
mm.
Like it's gonna be our 5 linemen. No, probably 5 linemen, 3 tight ends, Ricard, and then there you go. Like
Talk about a
yeah,
convoy. That's gonna be
yeah.
crazy.
I
Yeah,
don't know what we're building like a world's strongest man on offense. I guess that's what we're
right.
going for.
Yeah, we are. We are. Let's see what some of you guys are saying here in the chat. Let us know what you think about this upcoming game against the Jets. Will the Ravens blow them out? Will it be closer than you think? Will the Ravens lose this first game? Is it a trap game for the Ravens, as some people like to say? Let's see. Don C, the Don is in the house. What's going on? Don C says, please hit that like and subscribe. Come and say hi in chat or leave a comment after the stream. It helps with the algorithm to make our family
Yes.
grow. Look at you,
Thank you,
Don.
Don. Don,
Thank you.
see, you know the
Yeah.
ins and out of this lovely public domain called YouTube.com. So thank you.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's see. What do we have here? Lisa bringing up that Mike Davis is speedier than Le'Veon Bell was.
We
Yeah, I mean, I
didn't
just think
we
Le'Veon
didn't
Bell
see
didn't have
Bell
any juice
run.
left.
We didn't
Right.
see him run. He was just getting to the like what was his top speed?
Mm,
We didn't see it.
we didn't really get to see that, honestly. Let's see. Balti Raven says likely will have a decent game too. What do you think? What do you think about likely in his regular season debut?
I think 3 to 4 catches is what I'm hoping. I'm not expecting any like long bombs. I'm expecting like some chain movers. I think that's what he'll be for us. He'll be a chain mover. He won't be
Okay.
a big play guy. He'll have his big plays, but he'll be the guy where Mark Andrews is triple team. Likely is available in the flat, takes it, some yak, first down.
Yeah. Let's see. Justin P says, "What's up, fellas? It was good seeing you guys at the Ravens preseason game. What's going on,
Sir,
bro? Appreciate you for coming through." Alex, I want to ask you this: who do you think gets in the end zone for the Ravens on Sunday?
got to be Rashad Bateman. I would be dumb to
Mm,
not think Rashad Bateman. The guy who had
mm,
1 touchdown all last year, but it came in a blowout against the Bengals where we lost like 42-17, 42 to whatever it was.
yeah,
Got to be him. I mean, this is his year. We've talked about it.
it's got to
So
be.
why
It's got
not
to be
start off
his
your
year.
season? And why not get it on one number 4 overall pick? The guy who's never given up a touchdown in his college game career. Never got targeted in the preseason on Sauce Gardner. Welcome to the NFL, Rook.
So, do you think that Sauce Gardner and Robert brings it up here? Who do you guys think wins in the Rashad Bateman versus Sauce Gardner battle? Do you think that Rashad Bateman will be lined up against Sauce Gardner, or will he be lined up against DJ Reed?
I think
Because
it's gonna.
I'm hearing Reed, but it looks like he's questionable. I think he practiced today. DJ Reed did, but I don't
I think
know.
you got to put your best guy on your best guy. I think that there's, if I'm the Jets, but I think Whitehead isn't a bad safety. I know he used to play for the Bucks, and Jordan used to play for the Rams. I think Jordan is a little out of his prime. That's gonna come back and bite me, I bet. But I don't think Jordan is all that. Whitehead is pretty good as a safety, but I hope they're lined up.
This should be entertaining to say the
It has
least.
to be
Oh
Sauce
my
versus Bate.
goodness. Bateman's been looking really good, man. I mean, just kind of listen to what Marlon Humphrey's been saying about him, and of course, Marlon Humphrey is a top 10, top 15 cornerback in the league.
No, top 10, top. You
Uh,
got to put. He had a down year, but we've seen
had a
Marlon
down
when,
year, so it's like
and then he got hurt. There are not 9. There are not 10 better corners I think in the league than him. He's gonna come back
okay. I hope
as
so.
long as
I really do.
he's not facing Jamar Chase. But
Yeah.
outside of that,
Okay. We'll see about that. Let's see. Rashad Bateman. I saw somebody else put in here that Rashad Bateman will get over 100 yards and a touchdown from one session 27. Said that.
I think he has to. Has to.
That means one big splash play for sure is
Yep.
in there.
Yep.
So we'll see. We'll see.
And how about that? How we had no 50-yard plays last year.
Yeah.
Why not get one
Oh
your first game of
wow.
the season?
Yeah.
Because we saw
Yeah.
2 of them at that preseason game. We had none last year.
Right. You're right. We do have another super chat donation. This one coming from Yolanda, the Purple Rain pioneer herself. Thank you so much, Yolanda. We appreciate you each and every time. She says, I think we will win against the Jets, but it will not be an easy victory. I'm hoping the offense finds its rhythm early and no slow starts like last season. Oh, yes, Yolanda,
Can
I'm
you
glad you
repeat
pointed out.
repeat the last part
Yes.
again?
Yes. I'm hoping the offense finds its rhythm early and no slow starts like last season. Talk about it, Yolanda.
And that's the problem. I think we're not sitting here like, I know people think it's cool to bash on our offensive coordinator, but no, this is our problem. We were starting off so slow. Like it was our drives were 3 and outs. Like our first 2 or 3 and outs.
Yeah.
And then
Can't
we get
have that.
down. Then you're playing from behind.
Right. I mean, I think I could be wrong, but I think the average amount of points that we were scoring in the first quarter last season was like 4 or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
Back
winning
in
football.
right, exactly. Back in 2019, it was like 7.9 or like 8 or something like that. So we were at least scoring a touchdown in the first quarter in that opening window of the game, which is important. It's very important to set the tone early and have the defense or have the other team reacting to what you're doing as opposed to you reacting to what they're doing because you're losing. You
And
don't
then
want
we
that.
wonder why our defense is getting cooked because they sit on the sidelines for about a minute. They're back on the
Yeah,
field.
right. So, I mean, staying on the field is going to be huge. And I think guys like Rashad Bateman are going to, help with that. Guys like Isaiah Likely, like you said, a chain mover is going to help with that as well. But setting up that run game is going to be paramount. So, the news about J.K. Dobbins, we really cannot, stretch that enough. That's something that me, honestly, personally, I'm holding my breath for. Because if he's not ready to go and like that injury is still kind of lingering, I don't even know how I feel about him going into week 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's only like a 6-day difference. So we're just gonna throw him out there in week 2. Who do we play week 2? The Dolphins.
Dolphins. I
Dolphins.
hope it's mind games and smoke screens from John. I really
I hope, man. I
hope
hope,
it is.
dog.
I mean, because if JK plays, man, like that, that first run's gonna be something special. It's.
Yeah.
I think we all know it. I'm expecting at least 10 yards because it's gonna he hasn't played in so.
Yeah. Ah, man. But like I said, man, I think he is that
Getting the
secret weapon
goosebumps
to
over
the
here thinking
Ravens, man.
about it.
I know, dog. I am too. Don C says right after P.R.P tonight, check out Huddle It Up Films on YouTube, simply as 10. Girlfriend Ashley, Priyanka, Jason, and Garnett. Wes, it's a great show. Absolutely. Shout out to them.
8:30. And
Shout
speaking
out
of
to
shows,
them.
by the way, we'll be on a show tomorrow night.
Oh, yes, we will.
I think it's a great time to bring it up. With Bobby Trosset on his YouTube channel, I believe from 8:30 to 8:45. I think we'll be on there. So make sure you come through.
Yes, absolutely. Make sure you tune into that. We will post about that on our socials as well. We do have another super chat donation. This one coming from Balti Raven, pulling up from the parking lot.
Balti's pulling up from the tailgate. He's sitting there.
I'm trying to join that tailgate. Yeah.
Probably has a drink in hand. No, I don't know what drink it is. Could be a Minute Maid lemonade. Could be, I don't know. But he's sitting there, drink in hand, and he just let it fly.
Sipping on something nice, that's for sure. That's for sure. Thank you so much, Balti Raven. We appreciate you each and every time, man. We can't thank you enough. Said just starting the season off on the right foot, just like my Ravens week 1.
I love that energy.
I do too.
Beautiful.
I love that. Love that energy. How about this, guys? Let's get into some score predictions for this game. Balti Raven, I want to hear yours. Let me know what you think the score prediction to this game will be, as well as the rest of the Rain Gang. If you're watching live right now, let us know. Drop your score predictions down in the chat. Drop them.
Please.
And if you're not watching live, you're part of the hashtag replay gang. Leave your score predictions down below in the comments section. But Alex, I'm going to start with you per usual. What is your score prediction for this Sunday's game against the Jets?
27-17. I think that's a good win to start off the season. I think there's going to be some hiccups. There's going to be some things we have to improve on, but it's a win nonetheless. I think to me a 10-point win is like, okay, like we did a lot well. There's still stuff to grow on. And you go and move next week, and we have the Dolphins, who I think are a pretty good team in the AFC. But I got us 27-17.
Okay, okay. I mean, I can respect that. I feel like that's a pretty good showing
Well,
from the offense and the defense.
real quick too. I think the reason I would have more points, but the fact that they didn't play together in the preseason, it might be a little slow.
Hmm.
But I do expect more points in week 2. We'll get to that next week, but I'll leave it there.
Okay, okay. Me personally, before we get into you guys' score predictions down below, I'm gonna go 41-13 Ravens.
Golly.
I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna do it, and here's why. Here's
You
why.
and Lisa Frank were thinking on the same page.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, here's
I'm
why.
done.
Here's why. I see some of you guys dropping the those steep score predictions in there. I'm gonna bring that up in a second. But listen, man, I believe, just like I said 15 minutes ago, this is going to be a big game for the Ravens defense and turnovers. I feel like we're going to be turning the football over in Jets territory. We're going to be getting a couple of easy scores. I can see scores from guys like Mike Davis punching in from the goal line. I can see scores from Mark Andrews. I can see Isaiah Likely finding his way into the end zone. You know, him getting, a couple snaps, a couple looks in the red zone. He kind of sits down in the zone and, just kind of backs up into I can see that happening. I can see that happening. Like I say, he's running away with the game. So I'm going to go 41-13, mainly because of the turnovers, us flipping the field on the Jets and getting those easy points.
I would love a blowout.
Yeah.
Goodness me. That would be what did Balti Raven say? We didn't hear his. He's
Yeah,
up next.
we got to bring up Balti Raven. Where's he at? Where's my guy? I don't think he. Oh yeah, he
Okay.
did. Yeah, he did. He's right here. Ravens scored 35 or more. Jets 10 or less.
Okay.
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 See, my guy
I like
Balti
it.
Raven. He's predicting a blowout too. So
I need
he's on
that.
board with me. He's on board with
I
me.
need that.
Let's see. Yeah, he says right here, turnovers get our offense a few extra touches. I agree.
I
I
agree.
agree.
Hopefully.
I think that honestly,
If I could if I could get anybody to have a pick, it would be Kyle Hamilton.
I was just
Because
about
the
to ask you
Kyle
that. Yeah.
Hamilton disrespect I've seen,
Hmm.
bro, he's got the Jamar Chase treatment from last year.
Well, do you think that it'll be Kyle Hamilton and Marcus Williams, or will it be Chuck Clark and Marcus Williams?
Chuck Clark, and Marcus Williams. I expect a
So
healthy dosage of Hamilton.
really, okay. So I
Yeah.
mean, with that being said, do you think that Kyle Hamilton is gonna get enough snaps in the game to get that opportunity to get that pick?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
later in the game or something like that.
Not even know because they're going to use him in the box as well. So I mean,
Hmm.
because our second linebacker next to Queen, it's a question mark. You know his binds, but how are we going to play him? I know that
Yeah.
Harrison's going to be on the edge. Depends how many off. It's so many different variables because like we have 2 outside linebackers. Are we going to call them up from the practice squad? Are we going to have Harrison play as one? But if we use Harrison at one, I would expect Hamilton maybe some more plays in the box. And who knows? Gets his long arms up there, comes down with a pass. Who knows?
Would love to see it. Would love to see it. Let's get into some of you guys' score predictions in here. I see Zernock says 37-10 Ravens. Okay, see, another blowout. Daryl Anderson says 27-10. So most of you guys
I like
aren't picking the Jets to
I like the confidence. I love it.
score over like 14, 15 points, which I mean, I believe the same thing. I think our defense is going to show out on Sunday. Let's
Can
see.
can you bring up the Ravens flock comment real quick? Because I just want to like talk about this. Saying there's a bunch of Lamar haters in this fan base rooting for Fluco on Sunday. Clowns. I was at the game in 2013 when we played the Jets, and nothing made me happier than seeing us burn Ed Reed. I'm sorry, you're not a Raven anymore. I'm not gonna root for you.
Dang, that's kind of harsh, bro. Ed
I'm
Reed, the
sorry.
legend.
I love him, but I didn't like when he went to the Jets. But I'm a Ravens fan before all that, so I don't know. Like I hope Flacco balls out, just not against the Ravens. That's that.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly. Hope he throws for 4 interceptions, gets sacked 7 to 8 times,
Like
and
a
yeah,
Matt Schaub-esque game.
yeah, something
Pick
like that.
sixes.
Let me see. Lisa saying I smell a blowout, guys. Yeah, I mean, as does the rest of the Rain gang as well. Let's see. Black Dan's giving a shout out to the replay gang. Thank you so much, bro. J Prime 235 says 30-15 or 20-10, one or the other. Lisa saying 45-10 Ravens, baby. Yolanda says 28-17 Ravens, kind of, along the lines of what you were saying. The Don says 45-3 Ravens.
I
Okay.
respect these y'all are.
I mean, honestly, if I'm the Ravens, if I'm everybody in the Ravens locker room, I'm itching to get out there and just put a whooping on whoever the NFL puts in front of us week 1.
I mean,
Because
come on.
you got to think how last season ended. I mean, the Ravens were on top of the AFC before injuries literally just unraveled their entire team and everything that they had going on
They're
that
in
season.
ruins.
Yeah, in ruins, basically. And now we're back. We're
Shambles.
healthy again, shambles, if you will, right? Now we're back healthy again and we're ready to go. Lamar said it at the press conference himself today. He said, hey, man, we're tired of playing each other. We're tired of playing against each other,
Yeah.
waking up early in the morning and stuff like that, just to, face off against each other. We want to see some new competition, other
Hit somebody
jerseys.
else. Hit
Hit
somebody
somebody.
in
Exactly.
in
Yeah.
a green jersey,
I think
not
the
a
Ravens are
practice
going to be so
jersey.
ready to go, man. They're going to be so ready to go at 1 o'clock on Sunday, man. I cannot wait.
I'm so
Football
happy
is
we don't have
back.
that Monday night game. Like I literally have nightmares from last year around this time.
Yeah,
Nightmare. I'm
Raiders
not gonna
game.
say why because we know why. Because that
Yeah.
1 year anniversary is coming up. I'm not gonna say what happened that day, but we both know. We know. I'm
We
like,
know.
yeah.
Let's see. Keeping it real. My guy, keeping it real in the house. What's going on, bro? Appreciate you for pulling up, coming through. Says 24-14 Ravens. Another humble,
Respectable.
another humble, score prediction right there. That's respectable for sure. Black Dan says 31-12. My guy Dre says 32-16 Ravens.
If
Okay.
they score 12 in his 4 field goals, I am very happy with this defense. That means that we were shutting them down in the red zone.
Yeah.
I would love that. Black Daniels, I hope they get. I hope they only score field goals. I hope we shut them out, but that's unrealistic. So if they only get field goals, that means Mike McDonald's defense is it.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Balti Raven says Lamar is dialed in with something to prove. Yeah, I mean, let's just let me just ask you about this, Alex. Do you think that this is kind of like a revenge year for Lamar?
Oh yeah. I mean, have we not every single time you hear these people on TV,
Yeah.
on streams talking about Lamar, he can't throw. Like the reason why we haven't signed him is because he's not a quarterback. Like, bro, give it a rest. He lost his number 1 receiver, his favorite target. Okay, go ahead and prove everybody wrong. Hell yeah, it's a revenge year.
And it makes me so mad when I watch national media, things like that, and they say what they say about Lamar, and it's just through such a
It's so
short-sighted scope, such
it's
a short
uneducated.
lens. Yeah, it's
Uneducated.
not. It's really not. It's very
Give it a
They're
rest.
elementary of the Raven. Their element. Not elementary. Their knowledge of the Ravens is elementary.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And I know that
So
they can't know every team, but that's why you have people behind the scenes that's supposed to inform them. And they can't even do that.
right,
You aren't even
exactly.
on TV. Your job is to get the notes to these people, and they can't even do that.
They can't even
Please,
do
I
that.
would love give us that what they're making out. We will not f up. I mean, it's not hard.
It's really not. But I mean, that's why that's part of the reason why the Ravens have this chip on their shoulder, kind
Yeah.
of every season. Because the Ravens are not the sexiest of teams. We never have been, never will be.
No.
Just because of our philosophies, we run the ball and we're about defense. That's what we do. But in a time now, in a generation of football where it's all about high flying offenses, things like that, dynamic quarterbacks. I mean, we got the dynamic quarterback, we just don't have the high flying offense to go with it yet. So that's why I feel like the Ravens don't get the respect that they deserve. I was listening to Colin Cowherd, who I actually like a lot, despite the tomfoolery that he says a whole lot. But he was saying that like in this day and age in this league, you need like a top receiver, like a top 5 receiver, if you want to be able to get anywhere in this league. And I mean, I kind of can agree with that. I can kind of get behind that. So hopefully, and it kind of circles me back to Rashad Bateman as well, because as you guys are looking at this depth chart right here, Rashad Bateman is the undoubted wide receiver 1, and we really haven't seen wide receiver 1 production out of him just yet. We've seen flashes of it, but we have not seen like him actually, let's say, take over a game completely, from start to finish, that sort of thing, really put his stamp on a game. We really haven't seen that yet. So we're kind of just hoping. Yeah.
And our number 2 receiver is a quote unquote gadget guy. So there's a whole lot of questions with these receivers, and I get it. I mean, if there's one thing you want to criticize the Ravens for, it can be the receivers. I think that's a valid argument, valid criticism. But when you start going to guys who are very accomplished, who have won awards, just proved people wrong, then that's where the problem comes in. But we'll be happy to shut them up this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see. Kimberly here saying 40-9 Ravens. That'd be awesome if they won the game this Sunday. Yeah, 40-9. Hold them to 3 field goals and we drop 40 on them. I mean, that has to put the league on notice. I don't care if it's the Jets. Give them something to talk about Monday morning. If the Ravens, go out there and they just stomp on the Jets, I mean, you're gonna have to start giving us some respect
And
early.
listen, they're gonna say, "Well, it's the Jets. You gotta be who's in front of you."
Yeah.
That's. I mean, we don't make the schedule. We didn't pick them, but you beat them.
And just kind of the way that our schedule is set up, like, I mean, we got the Jets week 1, and then we beat them, right? And then it's kind of, we go to level 2, we got the Dolphins. We'll step up in competition, right? We lost to those guys last year. Then after that we play New England, which is, I don't want to say a step up in competition from the Dolphins, but it's definitely not a step down either. The
Made the
Patriots are
playoffs
always
last year.
dangerous.
Great,
Exactly,
good team.
exactly. And then week 4, of course, we have the Buffalo Bills, which is just the NFL's darling team right now. Everybody just loves them.
Everybody picked them to make the Super Bowl, which is bold.
Yeah.
Listen,
I don't know.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but it's, if I'm a Bills fan, I'm like, all right, can y'all get off of our jock straps a little bit?
Yeah. Let me see here. We do have another super chat donation. This one coming from Darion B. Thank you so much, bro. We appreciate that. Says, don't be Andy Anderson. Really came out, said Josina Anderson really came out, said to her understanding, the Ravens offered a bigger contract. No source, just understanding. Like, what? No source, just understanding. Like, what?
I mean, she is reliable. She's very reliable.
Yeah.
I don't know, mate. I hope it happens.
He said they're still talking. They're still talking about it.
The EDC and Bashadi better not be sleeping. Y'all better be having any type of energy drink, any coffee, because y'all are gonna be up, making sure this gets done. Hopefully, but
right.
Man.
Oh man, I mean, like I said, the Ravens have approximately about 27 to 28 hours to get a deal done before Lamar says, "You know what? I'm done. I'm done negotiating. I'm going to go into this season." And yeah, but man, it really does. It really does. And I want to ask you this, Alex, because I don't think we've gotten a chance to talk about this. And after we do this, we can get into our question segment and we can wrap for the night. But listen, man, with the 2 contracts that just happened, so Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray,
Broncos country, let's ride. I had to get out of my system.
I understand, but both of those contracts kind of go in a different direction from where the contract with Deshaun Watson went. So what people are saying now is that the Ravens have more leverage because we saw the Arizona Cardinals come out and only give $170 million guarantee. We saw the Broncos do the same thing. So they're kind of looking at Lamar now like, hey, look, that Deshaun Watson contract, that was not the precedent. That's not the golden standard now. That was just like an outlier.
It is. It is. I think it hurts and helps because he should be making more than both of them. Not Russell Wilson in 2014, 2013, but Russell Wilson in 2022. Hell yeah. I think 250, 200 million guaranteed. I think, listen, I'm not going to sit here and count a man's pockets, but personally, I think that's fair. I don't know what they're looking for, but it's more than that. I mean, the Watson deal, and it's just another reason to hate Cleveland in itself. Like, what the hell are y'all doing? Like, what?
Yeah. It really threw things for a loop. I mean, that Deshaun Watson. Yeah, go ahead.
It's funny because like I can name just 5 quarterbacks better than Deshaun Watson that don't have guaranteed money like all the way. It's crazy. It's crazy. He's not the best quarterback, and he's not the best. Why was he getting fully guaranteed?
You're right about that, but I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures, and that's why the Browns ponied up all that guaranteed money. But
indeed,
that's what happens, though. That's what happens. I mean, and we can sit up here and we can talk about how it's an outlier. It's an outlier that Deshaun Watson got $230 million, but are we really going to be calling it an outlier next year when it's time for Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow to get paid? Are we really going to be saying, oh well, $230 million guaranteed? That's not the standard. That's an outlier. No, they're gonna give them that money. I have no doubt in my mind.
If Jay Herbo and Burrow get paid before Lamar, I may be checking the Shepherd Pratt live on Purple Rain. If you know what that is, you know what that is. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna be in a straight jacket, like literally losing my shit.
Man, I mean,
I'm laughing because it's true.
Black Daniel says here the Watson contract is not the standard.
Yeah,
but it kind of is though, because it's not Lamar Jackson's fault that the Cleveland Browns went out and did that. You know, it's not. And it's not like the Ravens, it's Steve Bisciotti, Shashi Brown, those guys up there. It's not like they don't have the money. It's not like they don't have the money. These guys are billionaires, right? They also have a lot more money coming in because of a new TV deal. We know these things. You know, the Ravens
Amazon
are going to
money.
be Amazon money, right? The Ravens are going to be on primetime television probably a lot in the next 3 to 4 years. Why? Because of who? Lamar Jackson. He's going to be raking you in your franchise a lot more money in over the next 4 to 5 years if you can sign him to a long-term deal right now. Because I promise you the price is only going up. And if he goes out there and he wins a bunch of games like you know he is fully capable of doing, that price is only going to go up. So you can either pay now or you can pay later. So
Don't be a fan
simple
later.
as that.
It's going up.
Yeah, it's going up.
I just want
It's
my
going up.
price.
All right, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's take a couple of questions before we get out of here for this episode of the show. Don C says, "Please hit that like, everybody. It is so important.
Very much so important."
Absolutely, absolutely. Alex, I'm gonna start with you. This question, right, for you.
Okay.
Are you watching the UFC card this weekend?
I do get off of work late, but I will be watching probably the final 3 or 4 fights. So yes, I will be.
Nice.
Oh, I was upset. Dude, Tai Tuivasa lost. I was upset. I love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
That
but
hurt.
I kind of saw it
a good
coming
fight.
though.
It was a
I
good
saw
fight.
it coming. Yeah, Cyril Gahn, he's just a monster, man. He's so technical and he's really hard to beat. He's a heavyweight that fights like a lightweight, which is scary, you know. And a guy like Tai Tuivasa really can't beat him. Tai Tuivasa, he's good against guys like Derek Lewis, you know, guys who just want to throw hands, you know,
Hammers,
stand in the pocket, right? Yeah, he can brawl with one of those guys all day. But a technical, like just savant like Cyril Gahn, who's throwing leg kicks at you, throwing teep kicks to the body, mixing it up, you know, he can't beat a guy like that.
Tuivasa like act like he was out and like goes for a punch. I was like, oh my god,
yeah.
like that was dope.
Entertaining. Yeah. There's been a couple of guys who do that. They play possum. That's pretty funny. I always like that. Let's see. The Don says, "You guys see my girl Kay Adams on the Pat McAfee show? She made Good Morning Football."
You know, speaking of Good Morning Football, you know that Peter Schrager, who's had, I think his family's from Baltimore, he doesn't have the Ravens making the playoffs, and that kind of hurt me. But you know what? That just goes to show you that I think that we are being slept on.
Yeah,
a lot.
Definitely are being slept on. That is for sure. A lot of teams, not a lot of teams, but a lot of you know, big wig media heads, they aren't really paying too much attention to the Ravens right now. But give it the first 2 to 3 weeks.
Don't be
first
fans
2 to 3
later.
weeks. Yeah, I mean, we know that's going to happen. They're going to become fans later because that's just how this goes. But you know, going into the season, we're never really the favorite, so that doesn't surprise me.
No.
Let me see. Way too early MVP picks from Optimistic O's fan. What do you think?
Jay Herbo. Way too early. I got Jay Herbo.
I can see that. You know, especially because of the weapons he has on offense. I think that defense is a lot better. Yeah,
that's
now
my
too.
thing. It's not even what he's throwing to. It's I think he'll be getting the ball more.
Yeah, he's gonna have more opportunities. Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I think Justin Herbert is a candidate. He's up there, but at the same time, I'm gonna go Joe Burrow. I'm gonna go Joe Burrow.
So two guys from the same draft class.
Yeah, and I want to say Joe Burrow because one, I would love to say Lamar, but he's won the award before, and we know that guys who have won it before, you typically don't win it too many other times unless your name is Aaron Rodgers. But I think that Joe Burrow is his turn, you know, and what they really did on the offensive line this offseason, just kind of making that a lot better for him, a much better situation for him, so he could feel more comfortable in the pocket. He's going to be getting that ball out to Jamar Chase, Higgins, those boys all day, man, all day long. So I got Joe Burrow, man. He's an ace of a quarterback. I mean, he's not the most super dynamic guy, but he gets the job done. So I got Burrow. But let me see what else you guys are saying here. Jabari Cruz, Ellis says, "You guys still having a fantasy football league this year?" Yes, I'm glad you asked. You can actually join the league now. There is if you go on the NFL fantasy app and you search the league hashtag Rain Gang, Alex, you're already in the league.
Yeah.
But if you search the hashtag Rain Gang on the NFL fantasy, it'll prompt you to put in a code to join the league. The code is just simply P.R.P. So there's 10 spots left. If you're listening to this right now, you can go ahead and you can grab a spot because the draft will be tomorrow. I know tomorrow's before the game. It's going to be at 5:30. 5:30. So make sure you have your phone on you. You can draft. But there are 10 spots available left. If you search up hashtag Rain Gang on NFL Fantasy app, you can put in the code PRP to join our league. There's 10 spots left. So you guys go ahead and fill up those spots. The draft will be tomorrow. If we don't fill them up
I actually
by
just had to invite one of Jason Moore hit me up on Twitter. He's like, "How can I get in?" I actually did. I just sent it to him. So it's first come, first serve. So
first come, first serve. First come, first serve. So there's about 9 spots left now. So make sure you guys are getting on that. Thank you for that question. I did mean to bring that up for sure. Let me see what else you guys are saying here in the chat. Any other questions from you guys? We'll take a couple more. Black Daniel saying code PRP. Yep, if you want to join the
just like for
league.
Manscaped, by the way.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can go on manscaped.com, use the code PRP still. Absolutely. I find this interesting right here from Ravens Flock says we need a new owner. Bishotti is dragging this team down with his cheapness. What do you think about that?
I'm not gonna go all the way there. He's not gonna be an owner like that'll splash his money in there. We found that out. I'm not sure what he'll do, but sometimes the grass isn't always greener on the other side, is all I'm gonna say. I have a feeling that's kind of in this case as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. Let me see. Robert T. Lewis saying here, Nate Diaz is about to go out sad. Man, he's fighting a killer. He's fighting a killer this Saturday night. Hamzat Chimaev, man, this guy is the real deal. If you don't know who it is, look him up. He goes crazy in his fights, man. He's an absolute warrior. Nate Diaz, he's a legend in the sport, but he is he's on his way out, and he is not favored to win this fight. I can tell you that. There's not really a whole lot of ways I can see him winning this fight. But not a lot of people had Leon Edwards beating Kamaru Usman either, and that happened. So, anything can happen. That's why I love the UFC. Let me see. James Jackson says, which team will have more turnovers on Sunday? I'm definitely going to go with the Jets there.
Of course.
Definitely going to go with the Jets there for sure. Let's see. And Lisa, we'll go ahead and wrap it up with this one here. It says, do you guys see LJ getting $320 million?
We're talking like that's like a 7-8 years. 6, 7.
Yeah.
I got 5 years at most. I don't unfortunately. I wish, but no.
Yeah. I think that $320 million, like you said, that's a longer term deal, it sounds like. And I think that they could give him that, but he would have to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's like that's if he goes out there and does unthinkable that we know we can do.
But. Right. But thank you, Lisa. We appreciate your question, and thank all of you guys for coming out to this episode of the Purple Rain Podcast, episode 133. Like you said, what the Samari Roll episode? Will Hill?
No, LaRon McClain.
That's right. Yeah, LaRon McClain and Will Hill. Got you. But yeah, it's been a great episode, guys. This is our last episode before the Ravens kick off their regular season on Sunday against the Jets. We'll be back on Monday, but tomorrow we're going live with Bobby Trosted at around 8:30. So make sure you stay on the lookout for that. We will be posting about it on our social media. Again, you can go on the NFL Fantasy app right now. I don't know if it's already filled up by the time you might be listening to this, but you can go on the NFL Fantasy app, type in hashtag Rain Gang, search that league, and then you can use the code PRP to join that league. We have about 9 spots left. So it's first come, first serve.
Dropped it in the chat right now. So
there you go.
Oh, I can. It said my comment's too long. Whoops. Okay, well, I'll edit it.
There we go. There we go. But yeah. Black Daniels saying here, PRP with the heart surrounding. Appreciate you, Black Daniels. Appreciate all of you guys for coming through. With that being said, I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out for the evening.
I just put in the chat now. There we go. But thank you for coming through to another episode of the Purple Rain Podcast, episode 133. Thank you. I mean, it's been a while, but we're back and we're better than ever, and it's football season. So we have a meaningful game. There it is, right there. We have meaningful football games. We're going to hopefully start off 1-0, get a W. Or to Jameis Winston. Actually, by the way, James is going to ball out this year. I just need to get that in there.
Right.
But we are back. We'll be back, I think, one day next week. I don't know when it is. Crazy schedule with school and everything. But as always, stay positive, test negative. One more thing. I wish we could raid. Huddle It Up Films is live right now. So if you want to go over there, some more Ravens talk, go over there and get it in. Yeah. I'll slide it off to you.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much again for joining this episode of PRP. We're going to catch you guys in the next one